What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today we're doing my predictions for WWE Backlash, which is this Saturday. At the time of recording this video, there's only 5 matches confirmed for the card. I know when I did my 2K videos, I had Logan Paul and Jey Uso, where it looks like that match is going to be held off until potentially maybe Saturday's main event. So we'll get to that at some point down the line, I guess, and whatnot. But I'm gonna give you guys my predictions today um, for these matches and where I think these matches could lead to, what storylines could come out of these matches and stuff like that. So we're we're not gonna make it too much of a long video, but so we're gonna get into it. The first match is for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. This is a match I think could have like a wonky finish. If you want me to be honest, maybe they do like a DQ finish, because I don't think they've done a DQ finish on a pay-per-view in quite some time. So I could see them doing that, especially when you have the element of the Judgment Day luring around. I do think this match has potential to be one of those matches that could potentially steal the show. I know Penta. We know Penta can really work in the ring. Dominic Mysterio is starting to come into his own as being Intercontinental Champion, him winning that championship back at WrestleMania. But I'm gonna go. My prediction is I'm gonna say Dominic Mysterio is going to win, because of potential help from the Judgment Day. But I think they're going to plant seeds throughout this match where Finn and JD get down there trying to help Dominic. But Dominic, we know hasn't really. He's not a face, but he's been getting some face reactions, if to say the least. And we can see that going back into WrestleMania, where he really got cheered, especially with him, looked like he was turned on the Judgment Day. He won the championship and he was celebrating as Intercontinental Champion. So that they could plant some seeds here again, where he might tell Finn Balor and JD to leave the ring, that he wants to do this all by himself to prove that he is the champion for a reason. So I could see them going with that potential narrative throughout this match. So my prediction, and still your Intercontinental Champion, will be Dominic Mysterio. The next match we're going to talk about is a United States Championship match. It's a fatal four between Jacob Fatu defending the title against LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. This match is going to be the match of the night. I realistically feel this could be the match of the night and potentially a match of the year candidate if done correctly and everything like that. You have Jacob Fatu, who's been on a tear since coming to WWE. He hasn't been pinned or submitted. He has not lost a match yet. So he's been on a run, and it was bound to happen that he was going to win his first championship, and it happened at WrestleMania at the expense of former champion LA Knight. LA Knight coming into this match looking to regain the championship, knowing that there is there's like a champion's. It's not a champion's advantage. He could lose. Jacob Fatu could lose the title without being pinned, and I always been saying if he does lose the championship, it's not going to be in a one-on-one scenario, which it could realistically be, but they haven't really built up anybody to look like a threat to Jacob Fatu so far during his reign. So I don't think they are gonna do that. So I you got to take that into account, and then you have Damian Priest, who's been starting to get his wins back and stuff like that. He's trying to make a moment yet again, becoming a U.S. champion yet again. So you have LA Knight, who's a former U.S. champion. You have Drew McIntyre, not Drew McIntyre, but Damian Priest as a former U.S. champion in his own right as well. And you have Drew McIntyre going into this looking to become a Grand Slam champion. We know that over the course of his career that he's been able to hold many accolades in his career. He's been Money in the Bank winner, Royal Rumble winner. He's won the WWE Championship twice. He's been none other than tag team champion, Intercontinental champion, but he's never been able to hold that U.S. championship, and he's going into this match looking to become Grand Slam champion. Now, if it was up to me, I would love to see Drew McIntyre get the win here, because I feel like he could add a lot to the U.S. Championship, and he can put on some really great matches and do some amazing work with the title, but I don't think that will be the case. I do think Jacob Fatu will retain, and I can see him potentially pinning LA Knight to regain and retain the U.S. Championship here. So I'm going to go Jacob Fatu for the win. The next match is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We have Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. At first, on paper, I didn't like how we got to this match. I mean, we kind of, had them win the tag titles at WrestleMania, then lose it the next night. I just don't think I think there could have been a better way, in my personal opinion, to set this up. But we all know, like going through reports and everything like that, this was Becky Lynch's idea. She wanted to win the tag titles and do the turn. So, um, I think this match is going to be really good. I think these two could have some really great chemistry, knowing their backstory and everything like that. Um, Becky Lynch, going into this match looking to become Intercontinental Champion, I think she's going to do some amazing work with that championship. Now, this match could realistically go one of two ways here, because if you take the go home math in consideration, you would think that Becky Lynch could get the win here, and I think I'm gonna go with that prediction. But the only thing is, Bailey could be that X factor. Bailey is going to be the X factor in this match, because we know Becky took Bailey out of WrestleMania and everything like that. So Bailey could come back to cost Becky Lynch her match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, pretty much giving Becky Lynch the win via DQ. But then this pretty much can spoil over into a one-on-one feud with Becky and Bailey, or this could all end up being a triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, knowing that we have Saturday Night main event coming up, then we have Evolution coming up and Money in the Bank. So they could potentially, do Becky Lynch winning and then maybe save it for another pay-per-view. They could realistically do that. But my prediction, I'm going to say Becky Lynch is going to win here. Whether if that's winning the championship or via DQ, Becky Lynch will win this match, and everything like that. On to the next match, Pat McAfee versus Gunther. I think people are looking at this match and I'm thinking like, well, Gunther is going to win this match, and he is going to win this match. Don't get me wrong. I don't think there's a chance that Pat McAfee could win. If Pat McAfee beat Gunther, I feel like you just pack it up. If you've been watching Gunther stuff up until this point, it just pack it up. It's pointless. Like, it's GG's. Like, you lost to Pat McAfee. Like, there's no coming back from that. So, but I do expect Gunther to get the win here, and I see him, being very dominant. I could see a situation where Pat McAfee gets his offense throughout the match, and Gunther gets the win that way, and then maybe he crashes out, and maybe we get a return of some sorts. I know people have been throwing out the idea of Goldberg. That could potentially happening, and then you can have Goldberg and Pat McAfee be a match at SummerSlam, because it is 2 nights. So if they can make this feud last at least a good 2 months, they could. We'll see. But I do expect Gunther to get the win here. So my prediction is Gunther to win this match. The next match, in which will be the main event of this show, John Cena and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. These two have a lot of history. A lot of history. Have their matches been always, memorable? To be determined. I mean, I remember their matches that they've had at TLC in 2013. I remember the match that they had back in, I think it was Unforgiven, if I'm not mistaken, or if it was Breaking Point. They had a match at Breaking Point. I think that's probably like their best match in their feud is the one from Breaking Point. They had a match at Royal Rumble in 2014. So they've had a lot of history and moments and matches over the course of their careers. Like I said, my favorite match is the one from Breaking Point that those two had, the I Quit match. So, I think this match has potential to be good, but I feel like age could be a factor here, just because Randy Orton's up in age, John Cena's up in age. That might be a hindrance of this match, but I don't want to think about that too much, and everything. But I do expect John Cena to retain the WWE Championship. We know he's on this quest to ruin wrestling. Now, I was talking to a few buddies of mine about this. I can see John Cena doing this to ruin wrestling. He can put up a really bad match with Randy Orton just to not only get under the fans' skin in the sense of thinking that there is hope that Randy Orton could come back and get the win, but him, killing that and retaining the WWE Championship, and pretty much giving us a bad match because he feels as if we don't deserve a good match at Backlash. So that could be a potential outcome. But regardless of how you put it, John Cena is going to retain the WWE Championship here. Randy Orton's streak of not winning in his hometown continues. It's gonna be this match and then the match that he had, I think, at Royal Rumble in 2022, because that was in St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. And then before that, I think it was Money in the Bank 2017 when he faced Jinder Mahal. So he's probably about to go 0-3 here. So we'll see. But y'all comment down below, what are your predictions for Backlash this Saturday? Who do you guys have winning these matches? How do you see a lot of these matches ending up, and what are the outcomes of these matches? What do you guys think a lot of these stories could go from here? Let me know in the comment section down below. Road to 2,000 subscribers. Ultimate goal is 10,000 by the end of 2025. But with that being said, super kick that like button. Helps my channel get pushed across the platform so more people can see what I'm doing over here on YouTube. Superman Punch that post notification bell so every time I post a new video, or it's a reaction video, prediction video, live stream, gaming video, any type of video, you can be in a loop of things when I do drop a video. And spear the subscribe button. Takes 3 seconds out of your day to do those 3 things for me. Helps in the progression of my channel as well. But with that being said, hope everybody has a great day, great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.